For most of us, life is a journey of building dreams and a perpetual way to get them fulfilled. This is not a philosophical video on how to lead a desireless life. This is in fact about meeting our needs right at the time when they arise. I'm talking about loans. And in this video, I will share what are those factors to be considered while availing a loan and how they must be analyzed. Any loan, regardless of its type, must be evaluated on these components: interest, charges, repayment, and value. Let's start with the most popular one, interest. Just like every product has a price, consider interest to be the price tag on a loan. This price depends upon various factors like market conditions, the type of security or absence of it, risk profile of the borrower, and so on. Focusing on the price tag alone may not be a sensible thing to do. Let me explain why. We do not know the cost of so many goods or services that we buy. Consider if you knew you're paying 300% more for a pen than what it actually costs to manufacture, would it still be that easy to reach out for your purse and pay? Would you be able to gulp down that cola or sip that coffee as easily if you are reminded that you are paying 500% more than its actual cost? While evaluating interest, the comparison is of money against money, and so the margin is obvious. It makes us uncomfortable to know that we are paying 10, 12, 20 or 25% more than we get. It does make sense to go for a loan that is offered at a minimum rate, and it is wise to compare offers from competing financial institutions. But it would be wrong to look at the rate in isolation. The next factor is charges. Charges are specified in clauses of a loan agreement. Unless there is an extraordinary item, the most common charges are processing fees, penal charges, and bounce charges. Processing fees, as the name suggests, are charges for processing the loan application. Terms and rate are usually similar across banks and finance companies. Both penal charges and check bouncing charges are essentially meant to refrain a borrower from defaulting. Just like in a game of football, you are imposed with a penalty for foul play. Code of law imposes penalty when we resort to a wrongdoing. Similarly, any delay in repayment is considered a wrongdoing, and these charges are reserved to penalize for that. A regular borrower with repayment intentions need not overly be concerned about charges. And that brings us to repayment. Most loans are repaid as equated monthly installments or EMI. With each EMI, apart from interest, we are also repaying a portion of principal. That reduces our outstanding loan. When outstanding loan reduces, interest in subsequent months also reduce. That is why interest portion within EMI is highest in initial months, while principal portion is low. This ratio changes and reverses with each EMI payment. Any prepayment or part payment similarly reduces outstanding loan amount. Using the same logic, interest on a moratorium has an opposite effect. Moratorium is a facility wherein there is a temporary stalling of repayment. Just like repayments cause interest to shrink, moratorium causes interest to accumulate. This way, repayment pattern can overshadow and control the interest cost. Credit card is a good example to prove the point. When credit card dues are repaid on time, it carries zero interest. But delay repayment even for a day, and it can be one of the most expensive loans. That finally brings us to the last but least understood element of all, value. Loans are invariably meant to enhance borrowers' earning capacity. For example, a business loan is procured and invested in buying machinery, equipment, or materials, which in turn helps generate better revenues. That revenue increase more than makes up for our interest cost. Plus, It provides long-term stability and better prospects to our business. Similarly, when a loan is used to buy a house, it is not just pushing the borrower's emotional and social standing, but it also serves as a great investment in real estate. So also an education loan. Investing in education automatically improves employability and chances of higher earnings. To know the value of a loan, we must take a closer look at the purpose for which the loan is taken. If fulfilling a need does not lead to a foreseeable value generation, then availing a loan may not be a good idea. Because if there is no value or negative value, the loan may feel like a burden. We may not be able to repay. That is not the intention of a lender or a borrower or the economy at large. Value is what makes or breaks a debt. Those, in a nutshell, are the crucial elements in a loan. There is one last step before we complete our analysis. We must also know what is the priority of these factors while evaluating our loan offer. As pointed out, a well-intentioned borrower need not be overly bothered about charges. Hence, per se, they rank lowest in priority. As seen earlier, repayment actually controls your interest, and so repayment terms rank higher in order than interest. As you might have guessed, value ranks highest in priority. Come to think of it, most failures on loan, defaults, delinquencies, NPAs, these are a direct consequence of absence of value generation, and so value deserves its rightful place at the top. Keep this structure handy while evaluating your loan and use your debt cleverly to pave a road towards commercial success. Happy borrowing!